guys, it's Sydney, and today I'm going to be doing I guess a little short tutorial on how to fill a watercolor palette. Now today I'm going to be using my lovely little portable painter. I absolutely love my portable painter. I got it directly from their website, but you can get them almost, a lot of online art shops now sell them. Highly recommend. It's been my favorite little plein air portable palette because it's an all-in-one system. These little things on the side actually hook on to the palette, and you put your water in them so they become your little water wells. And it comes with this cute little synthetic double-sided brush. It's a nice little brush. And so yes, that's what I'm going to be using today. I had some colors in this on my older palette. Kind of my learning. There's one missing. One of the half pans actually got destroyed while trying to take it out. These colors I like, but I'm putting them in this little mint tin to be used for other things because they're not my favorite colors and some of them just didn't set right. And so I actually contacted Portable Painter and asked them if they sold just sets of half pans for the Portable Painter separately instead of, so I didn't have to get like 100 of them because I'm probably not going to use 100 of them. I like well palettes more than half pans. And they did, and it was awesome. And thank you, Portable Palette, for sending me these little kits with little adhesive stickies, which I don't use, but I think is actually a great idea if you want to make sure that your half pans stay in there. So they sent me those. I'm going to be filling one of them today, and I'm going to be going through some of the colors that I'm going to pick for this palette because I didn't like the palette that I had before, and I have a lot of new paints. I got a lot more paint since then, so we're going to be going over there. There's one of the little half pans. Alright, so I went ahead and laid out some colors and actually filled a couple of these pans, and I just wanted to show you what one looked like. So I'm just gently putting paint in these, not filling them up the entire way, just because I don't want them to overflow or get nasty. There we go. Autofocus is not my friend today. But there we go. That's better. So the first colors that I put into pans are going to be some of my current favorites. That's the Daniel Smith Cerulean Blue. And also the Sennelier, this Payne's Gray. I really like this Payne's Gray, and Sennelier's paints are awesome. But I wanted to lay out kind of what other colors I'm thinking of putting in. I think I have 10 wells left to fill, but I'm kind of starting to pick out more colors, and I kind of laid them out here for you. And as you can see, I have several different brands: Daniel Smith, Winsor & Newton, Sennelier, and I also have a Graham paint out here. Now this color, this cobalt violet, is divine, but the reason I'm not going to include this in my travel palette is because this is an M. Graham paint. Absolutely love it. They're honey based. And that's why I'm not going to be including it, because sometimes honey based paints do not set solid and they'll actually stay runny even in a travel palette. That's actually exactly what happened with the old color. I cleaned most of this out, but you can still see like purple stains and purple everywhere. It was a mess and it just drained everywhere. It never seemed to set right, so I'm not going to be putting that one in there just because it misbehaved. But some of the other colors I have are lamp black. Now not everybody includes a black. I do like to mix darks, but I also just like a straight solid black. This is Winsor & Newton's lamp black. There we go. I love this black, and most of my original palette was Winsor & Newton. That's the brand that I started with. Well, I started with Reeves, you know, at the very beginning, but Winsor & Newton's what I kind of grew into, and I really like Winsor & Newton. The next one is going to be the Purple Dioxide Sennelier, and this purple is gorgeous. I love this purple. It's pretty transparent, but it's also very strong and very vibrant, and it mixes some great colors. The next one is a new one. Now I haven't tested this specific paint, but I have tried this color in this brand from another person. So I got to test it, but I just haven't tested this tube yet because this is my first tube of this color that I've owned. And this is the Quinacridone Magenta from Daniel Smith in the little baby tube because I wanted to try it first. And I love that color, and I also just got that color back in oils. It's one of my favorite bright, vibrant, purpley, pinky colors. It's just really potent, and the watercolor version is also like that. And then my classic favorite, Winsor Newton French Ultramarine. Gotta have that. It's a really nice warm blue. There's some debate whether it's warm or cool, but I think it's a warm blue, personally. And then a new favorite, which I think might actually replace my my all-time favorite permanent alizarin crimson, is the Daniel Smith Carmine. It is a gorgeous, lovely color, and it has become one of my favorites. Highly recommend it. It's like alizarin crimson, but it's a little bit richer, and I think it's a little bluer actually. See if I can. The wet paint doesn't give it very much justice, but it's just gorgeous. My poor tube got squeezed. And the next one is also from Daniel Smith that's become a new favorite, is the Hansa Yellow Deep. And I use this color in Gamblin brand for oils. So a lot of these colors you'll see are starting to overlap because I'm very biased as to the colors I like for both mediums now. And then also I have my Cadmium Yellow from Winsor Newton. This is a classic. I've been using this for years. It was one of the first Winsor Newton tubes I got. Well, not this specific tube. I mean, I've gone through a couple of them by now, but I absolutely love this color. It'll always stay in my palette. And then this was actually bought by mistake. I thought that I was getting the regular green gold from Daniel Smith, but I accidentally got the rich green gold, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in because I swatched it and it's actually like really nice, and I think it's gonna replace my olive green. Because one of my favorite colors from Winsor Newton, this tube is just destroyed, is my like olive green from Winsor Newton. You can see this tube has been through a lot. If it'll focus. Focus, please. There we go. And so these two colors are very similar and behave very similar. So I think this is actually going to replace my olive green. I don't know yet. I may just stick it in if I have extra wells, but that's my basic palette. And there are a couple more that I may not add. There's also the really warm red Cadmium Red from Winsor Newton, which I have also been using a very long time. And I think it's a great kind of complement to the Carmine because this is a cool red and this is a really warm red. So I think they complement each other, so I'm just gonna go stick that in. One that I'm also debating is a Cotman, Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor student grade, and that's their Permanent Rose. And I really love this color, but I don't like the Cotman paint personally. It's just, there's so many things I don't really like about it. And then finally, well, I don't know what I'm gonna put in. I'm debating whether to put in a really cool, argument of cool, is the Phthalo Turquoise? No. What am I doing here? Yeah. Phthalo Turquoise, that's the one. I've been using this color quite a bit too, but I've stopped using it lately because phthalo colors are really overpowering and it's just hard to work with. So that may not make it to the palette, but that is kind of the opposite of these two because this is also in here. These are more warm. These two are more, I consider them warm, at least the way that I like to paint. They fit more into the warm category for me. And then this is a very strong contrast. Cool. At least that's how I always set up my palettes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start filling these. And how I fill them is pretty simple. I like to take the tip of the paint tube and just put it in the corner, put it around the corner, and then just slowly fill it in and then tap it so the paint will start to settle. And just let it dry. So now I'm down to the final well. And there's one color that seems to be missing from this palette, and that has to be a cool green. I have this nice warm green, and, you know, warm and cool yellow, but there's no actual pre-done green. And right now I'm looking at a Viridian or a Winsor green blue shade, which is pretty similar. This is by Mission. There we go. And this is Winsor green blue shade. Alright, so I have both colors laid out here on a little swatch. So here we have the Winsor green blue shade, and here's the gold Viridian, Mission Gold brand Viridian. And as you can see, they're very similar, and they're both very cool greens. Very cool. But there's definitely some differences. The Viridian, as it's moving here, it's not dry across the paper, seems to be showing quite a bit of granulation. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. Probably not. But the Winsor green seems to, it looks more potent, and as I was painting this little swatch, it definitely has more potency. So that's what I'm gonna go for, is the Winsor green blue shade. That's gonna be the final color of this palette. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill that. Got a nice assortment of colors out here. And that pretty much rounds out my palette. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something and enjoyed my rambling and the sight of beautiful paint. I always find aesthetics very pleasing. I will see you in the next video. If you really like this and want to see more content like this, please go ahead and subscribe down below, like this video, turn on the notification bell so you get notified when a new video comes out. And also check out my Instagram at Sydney B. Turner Art. I'm going to be posting a lot more stuff on there and some sneak peeks into upcoming videos. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you come around next time.